Woo! What's going on, everybody out there today, man? Got the new show, ORUM'S Den. We're going to try this out, see what goes on this week, guys. Hopefully we can get some more people in the building. Micro Mike, what's going on? And then I'll get to the chat, see who comes back in.
Hey, man, just ready for the NFL draft coming up here in, 48 hours. It's so exciting to get ready for this thing. I am ready to see what the Lions are going to do. Tired of talking about it, tired of mock drafts. I'm just wanting to know there.
For sure. What's going on, Tone? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man? What's up? How do you feel about the draft coming up, man? We're 2 days away, buddy. What's up?
Oh, I'm happy. I'm just ready for the Lions to finally get Kyle Pitts, and all my dreams can come true when we have a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I want to know what you're going to do when we don't get him. I want to know.
We'll find out by pick 4.
I'll turn my TV off.
Tone. All right, buddy. That doesn't sound good, though. I don't like that. Okay, guys. Well, we got a couple people in the building. There's not too many guys in the building right now. We got Noble Sports. What's up? What's going on, brother? Tone. Yeah, Tone's right here. MJ, that's my dad and his girlfriend. What's up? And Lions fan 951. How's it going, guys? Thanks for joining the chat. Thanks for joining. Hopefully, get more in the building. We got only seven views right now, so hopefully we get some guys in the building. But yeah, Ric Flair in the building. But did you guys hear Dan Orlovsky this week, man? I'll quote what he said, and I want you guys to get your guys' opinion on it. This is coming from Dan Orlovsky on ESPN. He was hosting one of those NFL live shows. He goes, "I ask as a fan at Detroit Lions." So he's twittering at the Lions. "History is there to teach you not to make the same mistakes of the past. Either trade back or go big." Okay, now I want to hear your guys' opinion before I get mine. Tone, what do you think about Orlovsky's End Zone Dan comments there?
What does he mean by go big? Exactly.
Well, I think from what I was watching, did you watch it?
No, I don't watch Dan Orlovsky.
Oh, no, okay, yeah. Okay, he was saying go big. He was hoping that the Lions weren't going to fall in love with the sexy toy. He wanted them to go O-lineman basically O-line or D-line. That's basically what he was getting at. So, and I have my take on it, and I think he's kind of wrong on what he said, but I just want to hear what you have to say.
I find that an interesting take because Lions fans have been assuming that's what the Lions are going to do for months. Mm-hmm. It's not like this is something new. What have people been saying the Lions are probably going to do for months? Draft O-line or trade back? There's new rumors that they might go Mike. If I'm like, I just don't get if he did say that, I don't get the point of saying that. That's what the rumors have been for the Lions for the past months, ever since the new regime has been hired. I mean, I understand what he's saying. Now, when Pitts get there, all that other stuff go out the window.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can't really say nothing about the take because this has been the take for months. So I can't really say anything about the take other than this is the common take at this point.
100%, man. Yeah. Mike, man, what are you thinking about that, man?
Well, he talked about making mistakes of years past, like drafting him as a quarterback for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that was a different one, yeah.
Look, man, I definitely think that we should go offensive line. I have no problem with that. Trading back, again, if you have a partner and it's a good compensation, I have no problem with that. With that said, I take best player available, regardless of position. That is what I'm going to do. And if it's not an offensive lineman, that would suck because obviously I want Penei Sewell, but I'm not going to overdraft take a third best player out of someone's position if there's a number 1 on the board or whatever position they're at. I am going to do that. 100%. And that is the way that we build. So if he doesn't like it, hey, I'm perfectly fine with that. I only care what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell think about this selection. Take BPA and call it a day.
Exactly, man. I understand his take on it a little bit, but the thing is, our old regime, he's talking about the old regime as well, too. He's saying that from their past mistakes. From what I gather, or from what we've all been through, guys. They have drafted O-linemen. They have drafted defensive linemen. You know what I mean? I don't understand why he's saying don't. Like, I maybe he's trying to get to the point, okay, just don't fall for the sexy pick. I get that. But saying that they've almost seems like he's saying that they've completely ignored offensive line over the past few years. We have drafted a ton of O-linemen over the past, I don't know how many years, a ton. And we haven't drafted a wide receiver high in like maybe 12, 13 years.
2007.
Yeah. So this has been a long time. So I don't really get the take per se, but I kind of get what he's trying to get at. I think he kind of mixed up his words there. But that's all right, though.
Chairless,
Yeah.
Lakin Tomlinson, Frank Ragnow, Decker. We have drafted a lot of offensive linemen in the very first round. Defensive linemen, obviously, we got Ndama Kong Su. We picked up the Nick Fairley, as well as the defensive end who is always injured. Yeah, Ziggy Lonzo.
And don't forget guys like Stenberg and Jonah Jackson too. You know, maybe in the third and fourth round. So I don't know what he was kind of getting at. I just wanted to get your guys' comment on that. But we got a $5 super chat, man, from Travis Doyley. Thank you, brother. What's up? No Spike Kool-Aid today. That's fine because we getting Mark ORUM'S. Thanks, brother. I'm just holding it down until Grizz ready to come back. And, man, we're going to have some fun with this, man. But the second thing I wanted to say, too, guys, you guys buying the Mac Jones hype at 3 for the San Francisco 49ers? And if so, how do you think this is going to affect the Detroit Lions? Now, what do you think, Mike?
I think that he's going to go third in this draft. I do believe it because Adam Schefter says that's looking like the guy. And so I trust Adam Schefter. He's pretty spot on a lot of things. Am I buying that he's going to be a good quarterback? No, I don't think he's the best. I'd rate him 5 out of the top 5. So, I mean, I think Trey Lance is much better. I think Justin P. Fields is much better. In my opinion, that's what I have. But I do think they're going to go ahead and take that quarterback. And that's great news for the Detroit Lions. That's all I can say. It pushes more premier talent to the Lions. Pick at 7. Whether you want a quarterback or not, there's value there if one of those guys is there. And I think that, hey, take Mac Jones. Who? Take Mac Jones.
For sure, man. Hey, Tone, what do you think about that, bro?
So, like, what I've been hearing is they're pretty – because originally the talk was like, oh, it was either Mac Jones or Fields, but now it's coming out that John Lynch likes Lance. So now it's became Mac Jones versus Lance. For the Lions should want them to take Mac Jones, so Lance stays on the board and their pick looks a little bit better. If they go Mac Jones, because Mac Jones in the end is basically just going to be younger Jimmy Garoppolo. And it makes sense why they would go Mac Jones, but I don't feel like you give up all that just to get Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah, for sure. Like, my take on it is, like Mike said, he said Schefter's almost guaranteeing it. I was watching Colin Cowherd the other day, and it was him and Peter Schrager, and Schrager was, being Schrager and saying he had some inside information. He said he's hearing 99% it's Mac Jones. Yep. I'm like, wow, okay. They're trading up for a guy that is probably not. Yeah, he's not even the top 3 quarterback coming out this year in the draft. So I don't really understand the love. Shanahan must have some kind of love for him in order to do this move, but I don't understand it. And I don't know, man. I guess we're going to find out in about 48 hours.
I slightly understand it. I just understand why they traded up for 3 if they was going to get him, because you would have traded up to 7 or 6 and you could have got Mac Jones. You didn't have to trade up for 3.
Most definitely. They gave up a ton for him. But hey, I love it, man. Take Mac Jones. We all should be rooting for Mac Jones to go number 3.
Yeah.
Trey
so
Lance,
can
Justin
take a quarterback.
Fields. Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
So the
man.
Bengals can take Chase and Dolphins take Sewell, and then all of a sudden that man from Florida just sitting there at 7.
Yep.
And again.
That would be epic.
And again.
Yeah.
It would be really,
The
really
thing is too, there was some movement also today. The Dolphins traded Eric Flowers, the offensive tackle, guard, whatever they want to put him, to Washington. This is Flowers' second stint with the Washington football team. Now, me coming from a Giants perspective, he was drafted by the Giants, by the way, if anybody doesn't know that, Eric Flowers. He was a train wreck. Now, this was a guy that was pretty much petitioned to get out of New York. People wanted his head on a platter, okay? He's a bad offensive lineman, okay? And Miami gets rid of him. They got rid of him. Got a seventh round and something else, a couple picks exchanged. Now they're going to move, the Dolphins are going to move Robert Hunt to guard. Now this means, what do you think now that the Miami Dolphins are at 6? This is going to be to you, Mike. Well, both you guys, but for the Sewell guys, this is what really makes me wonder. Sewell or Slater, what's going to happen with the Miami pick at 6 now? Since they're going to have a vacant offensive tackle spot. Now, do you think they're going to draft an offensive tackle, Miami Dolphins, at 6?
No. I think if they take a guard, it'd be later in the draft. I still think they're going to go Jamar Chase if he's available, and or Devontae Smith, and or Jalen Waddle, a pass catcher, or if somehow Kyle Pitts is there. I think that's the route they're going to go. Getting a guard, they got tackles, so you can get a guard definitely. If they got another second or another first-round draft pick as well. So they can get a guard in the late first round, but to spend capital on that, I don't think that's the case. I definitely think they're going to give a pass catcher to a Tua Tagovailoa and give him all the options, all the ability of him potentially, try to be as best as he can be with as much weapons as he can have.
Exactly. What are you thinking about that, Tom?
So when I saw this earlier, I was kind of like, ooh, this kind of guarantees they're going to take a tackle because they got rid of Flowers. He was their starting right guard, I think. No, he's starting left guard. Then they moving Hunt to guard was really the thing that made me go like, oh yeah, this is looking more and more like they're gonna take a tackle. Especially because of the fact they don't have a right tackle now. Their starting right tackle is now they're gonna be their starting guard. They don't really have anybody who can step into that spot and not even be below average. I don't know if it's Sewell though, because I've been hearing the Dolphins aren't really big fans of Sewell, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it could be Slater, and I think it could be even a small chance it could be Tevin Jenkins.
Oh, okay.
And while that might be kind of crazy, a lot of teams aren't big fans of Sewell. There are a lot of teams like his talent, but they're not fans of everything else about Sewell. So I wouldn't be surprised if they took like a Tevin Jenkins, especially because he could slide right into that right tackle spot. But I don't know, but I think this really makes I don't know if they're gonna do that, but I think this makes OT much more of a much more of a possible pick.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too. I was kind of thinking, they made that move, they got rid of a bad offensive lineman. I'll tell you that though, man. My Eric Flowers, I can't even continue to tell you how terrible he was for the Giants.
They overpaid him.
You know what I mean? I just can't even believe how bad he was for the Giants. He was horrible. He was just horrific, and it was just never worked out. So it makes me think like, okay, you're moving Hunt to guard. I'm like, all right, that's a little different. Now I think the probability of them drafting an offensive tackle, I think, is extremely high. But like Mike said, they need pass catchers over there. They need something for Tua. But you also got to think, too, you got to help Tua. You got to keep him upright. So,
especially because I think the bigger thing is they don't need pass catchers for this year. They need pass catchers for the future because they have Gesicki. They got Fuller, but he's on a 1-year contract. Yeah,
they got multiple picks, right?
Yeah,
so.
And I'm going to say there's a good chance one of the top 3 receivers could fall to that pick, or a lot of teams are really liking Bateman. Some teams are really liking Terrence Marshall, but he kind of got some medical stuff that popped up. So I think, if anything, tackle might be more likely at 6, just because of the fact that it's more of a this year need. Because wide receiver, while it's a need, it's more of a future need. Because
right,
especially with Fuller's on in a 1-year contract, and their wide receiver core isn't that great outside of him. So I think I think 6 at this point, especially when you just traded Flowers, now you got Hunt moving back to guard. I think it just means OT is might be the move at 6 at this point.
The reason I don't think it is
sure.
they were at 12. They moved up to get, to me, a pass catcher. You just stay at 12 because then an offensive lineman would be there if that was their concept already. Obviously, they didn't like the tackle anyways, so I'm sure their plans on getting rid of him. So why would you then move back up to 6 unless you're trying to get an elite pass catcher? You could just stay at 12 and get the same right tackle or whatever tackle you want to get.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good
True,
too.
but I can also say you can get any of the top 3 pass catchers at 12 too. So I don't think we really know whatever they're gonna do, because some people think they moved up for Pitts, but at the time when they traded back up, the new rumor was Pitts to the Bengals. So I don't know if they would move back up with that rumor out there, because at that time everybody was kind of convinced that Pitts is going to the Bengals. I don't know. We don't know what they're gonna do at this point.
Yeah, see, that would be the most Bengal thing ever. Personally, I personally think they need to protect Joe. They have to protect Joe Burrow, man. They have to. They have some weapons over there, man. It's not like they're depleted of weapons. And hey, Pitts is a monster, man. But man, you got to protect the kid, man. I don't know.
I think they're going Jamar Chase.
Do you?
I'm pretty much convinced.
Yeah, I think they might be going Chase.
I think that's a horrible pick by them.
They do a lot of 3 receiver sets over there.
Yeah,
I don't think they should go Chase, but I think they're going to go Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that too.
That's crazy, man. We got another $5 super chat. Travis Doyley. They should go tack on the second round. Take it wide receiver like Pitts or Chase. So go after Pitts or Chase in. They should go tack on the second round. They take your wide receiver in the second round. Is that what you're getting at, bro? Yeah, you know what I mean? If that's what you're getting at, I completely agree with that.
No, he's saying go tackle the second round. He's saying tackle. Yeah. And I don't think they should do that at all.
They should go tackle.
They have severe O-line needs. The Lions, I make the point that the Lions should go tackle in the second round, but the Lions have their left tackle, they have their left guard, and they have their center. The Dolphins don't have anybody.
Any of that, right?
Good. Nobody. And Flowers, not even that great. He was their best offensive lineman. And he's gone.
He was? Eric Flowers was?
Flowers is actually pretty all right at guard.
They have another first-round pick, though, and it's not a late first-round draft pick. So that, to me, it's not like they have to wait till the second. They can get Elijah Vera Tucker or a Christian Darrisaw, probably. To me, that'd be pretty good offensive line help.
I think Darrisaw might go top 16.
He could. Christian Darrisaw, he definitely could. I don't know
what team's going to do with Vera Tucker, because half the teams want to make him a guard. And that's what's really messing us up, because we don't know, because there's a lot of tackles that teams want to move to guard, like Jalen Mayfield and Leatherwood. Some people we was talking about Jenkins at guard, because I don't know why, but
man, I don't know, man. This is going to be tough, but we're 2 days away. It's just getting it's like Christmas, like my buddy Justin Stevens says right here, man. 2 more sleeps until draft. Might as well just say draft, and in parenthesis right here, Christmas. You know what I mean? Because that's how it is for me, man. I can't wait. Yeah, I cannot wait until Thursday. It's like I can't even sleep at night. I got the covers up to my nose like this. And I'm just like, 2 more days, man.
The 10 days of NFL draft night.
It feels like it's going to be 10 days. And if you guys don't know, man, we're going to have the first day is going to be on Micro Mike's channel. I think we're going to be on at 7 o'clock. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to go live at 7.
Okay, we're going to go 7 o'clock. Then the next day will be the Gridiron Blitz. And then the third day, which is going to be the very, very longest day on the planet, will be Trox. That's like, man, we'll be starting out at like 10 or 11 o'clock. I don't know. That's really early. So that's a long day. I
did that last year, and I was tapped out by an hour and a half just because of the first 2 days you're so anxious. And then that second day is like sleepy. 7 hours, man.
I heard you were very sleepy that day.
Oh, I'll be going in and out. I'm not going to be sitting in there the whole time. I'll go in, take a nap, come back in.
Well, me too. I got to do that too, man. With the kids and stuff like that, and the family and stuff. I have to come in and out, but I will be here 100% on that Sunday, Saturday too. Not the Sunday. I mean Saturday and the Friday as well. So every day this week, man, it's going to be pretty good. So, but what I wanted to talk about again, guys. I know like we're talking about this draft, all it is. I just want to kind of flip it around. I still want to talk draft, but I want to talk about the 2020 draft just a little bit. We had guys like Jeff Okuda, DeAndre Swift, Julian Okwara, Jonah Jackson, Logan Stenberg, Quintus Cephas, Jason Huntley, no longer with us, was released. Philadelphia picked him up. John Pennicini, and then Deshaun Cornell. Now, out of all those guys, what's one guy that you guys want to talk about, and just your thoughts on his last year and what your outlook is on this year for a guy? So just pick any guy that you guys want out of that list, out of last year's draft.
Quintus Cephas, man.
Okay.
Quintus Cephas. I think this guy is going to be a low-key, a decent contributor for the Detroit Lions. If you look at the beginning of the year compared to the end, he was really starting to pick up at the end, and he was getting separation regardless of his lack of speed. He was getting separation, and I think that you're going to continue to see that, especially with these veterans that we got in Tyrell Williams and Brashard Perryman. Have a young fella like that in there, probably in the slot doing his thing, maybe as a number 4, but I think he's going to contribute on a decent level. I'm excited to see his growth from year 1 to year 2 specifically as well. I think that you're going to see Jared Goff target him a little bit more just because his good separation skills. He got a good route tree. I mean, with his lack of speed, with his good route tree, he definitely makes up for it, and I'm excited to see that in 2021.
100%, man. Who are you thinking about there, Tom?
I might just have to talk about Julian Okwara.
You took my guy. That's good, though. Okay, that's all right.
I think Julian Okwara is going to be nice. Julian Okwara, I mean, he is what people think Greg Russo is. And they talk about, he's this athletic guy. He's a little bit stronger than his size would say he is, and got long arms and explosive. That's Julian Okwara. That's not Greg Russo. Because ironically, even though Greg Russo almost 6'7", Okwara almost 6, he's like almost 6'5". They both have they actually have the same exact arm length that people didn't know. 34 3/8, which is very impressive. Yep.
Wow.
It's surprising, but very impressive. He has very powerful hands. His leg strength needed some help, especially after that injury that he got in college. It's part of the reason why I don't think they played him much this year, because his legs just wasn't strong enough in run support. I think he's gonna get in the gym, because he already said it himself. He understood that was a weakness. So that's a great thing at first. I think Romeo is going to really help him out, especially help him develop as a pass rusher. Romeo's been in the league for a while.
100%.
He's going to really help him out. Bringing him back, I think, helps him the most out of anybody. I just think he's going to be real nice for us. I can't wait to see him getting back on the field, because when he was out there, I mean, he was kind of doing his thing as a pass rusher. I think he got injured eventually, though. But
yeah,
I can't wait to see how he looks when he get back out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about Julian myself. I really liked him coming out of college. I thought Romeo should have got drafted coming out too as well. But Julian, yeah, for sure. But the guy that kind of looking at, man, is Pennicini. I'm kind of interested to see what they do with him this year. I think with really good coaching, I think he's going to be a little bit of a force. He might get thrown into a rotational role if they all depends on how they draft and stuff like that. But I really I thought that was a kid that really got overlooked last year in the draft. I think Quinn did a nice job of finding him late. 6th round guy. All you heard about this kid, man, was that he was just a football junkie. He loves the game. He's a good kid, and I think we got a really good one in John Pennicini. I'm kind of interested to see where they kind of do with him, though, man. If he's gonna win a starting role, or if they're going to draft a defensive tackle early, because we got Brockers now. I think Brockers will be a good mentor for him too as well. So I actually like that, man. But if you guys go ahead, Mike.
It's always good to have a very strong D, and with Pennicini, he can bring that strong D.
I'm giving her a D, man, a strong D.
That's
And
right.
I think
TA.
Tennessee was probably one of the most reliable defensive linemen last year on this NFL in the Detroit Lions from the draft. I think
Very
he was. I think
Very reliable.
he's definitely going to be an integral piece for the Detroit Lions, a young piece that's vital because we have to get young on this defense. We got young on offense, time to get young on defense, and I think Big Pen 15 can do it. And be he doesn't have to be an every down guy, but we need to have pieces that's definitely rotational, and I think that's a positive thing for the bad defense that Detroit Lions currently do have. It's one positive.
100%, man. If you guys got any questions in the chat, man, just hashtag it, man. I'll try to get to it, and we'll have some fun with that. But here's my boy Chris Green. What's he got to say? He can't wait for the draft. Just so he doesn't have to see any more ridiculous mock drafts. Oh, yeah. I am getting so sick and tired of it, too, my friend. Wide receiver first round? All right. That's SOL. It's a deep wide receiver class in last year's draft. Swift here for a long time. That's right, buddy. I kind of agree with you there on the wide receiver first round part. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to be on board with anything they do. But doesn't mean I'm going to like it, like if they draft a wide receiver. I just hope it's the right pick. I think Brad Holmes will do the right thing. So we will get to that, man. What do you think about that, Mike, right there? Wide receiver in the first round.
Look, I'm just going to trust the process.
Yeah.
And I think that's important that Brad Holmes, he knows what he's doing. I don't think they're going to go wide receiver with that first pick, in all honesty. If they stay at 7, to me, it does feel like they're going to go go offensive line with Penei Sewell if he is available. But I don't think they're staying at – that's the thing. I don't think they're staying at 7. I think they're going to trade back. And Gridiron Blitz said it a long time ago with the Patriots. I think that could be a potential trade back. And just take if that's the case and you're at 15, take BPA. But there's a lot of quality defensive talent that will be still on the board because this is the offensive beginning of this draft. So, I mean, you could probably get a Micah Parsons at 15. You might.
Yeah, you never know if he drops.
Man,
right? The BPA, man. Speaking of the Patriots, though, I guess there's rumors out there that I don't know who's starting these rumors. Just a fan site rumor, I guess, saying stuff like that. Apparently, Stephon Gilmore could be available. And the Patriots are involved right now in every single rumor possible going on, man. They want to trade with the Carolina Panthers. They want to trade with Miami. They want to trade with Philly. They want to trade with everybody. So apparently Stephon Gilmore is on the table now, and that we would get back a second. What was it again, Mike? We would get back a what? Swap first.
The Gridiron Blitz told me that we would get their 15th pick this year, the 4th round pick this year, 1st round pick next year, and the cornerback from their team as well. So that's what would be the package. He is heard via rumor. And so that's what it would be. Stephon Gilmore would be part of the deal.
And what are you thinking about that, Tone?
I don't know. Then I just saw earlier that apparently the Patriots have been doing their info on the Panthers, trading up with the Panthers, which really didn't surprise me. I actually meant to come up with this. I meant to say this theory before. I was about to say, as much as we are sold about a team moving up for the Lions to draft a quarterback, I feel like it might be more possible that team moves with the Panthers instead. Since everybody is unanimous, nobody thinks the Lions are going to draft a quarterback. And the Lions, really, and the Panthers, I feel like their pick is going to be first of all, it's going to be easier pick to get. Because the Panthers, there's nobody there that they really need. Right? So it'd be easier to get their pick. So that really didn't surprise me at all, especially because they're one of the teams that was in the QB rumors, but they don't really need a QB anymore. They got a tackle. They got wide receivers. They don't really have – there's no really person they need there. They don't really even need linebackers. So that didn't surprise me. But with this Patriots, man, they was giving up a lot for the Lion pick, you know.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I'd want it if as long as Pitt's not there, I'd want it.
Right, yeah.
That's I'd be happy with that. But what corner we get? The corner we was beginning with Stephon Gilmore, right?
Yes.
Yeah, apparently.
Man, that is a deal. We got to trade him immediately, though. Trade him.
Do you think it would? Do you think it would would kind of curb one of those like Akuda's or Aurier's development, though?
I feel like it would actually aid them. Well,
Yeah?
it depends. First of all, I think you should trade them as soon as you get them. Because
I'm fine with that.
because in terms of value,
Trade Gilmore?
yeah, Gilmore.
Okay, yeah.
Especially because the thing about corners is corners are usually as good as the defensive players around them. It's not a coincidence that Ramsey went from arguably the best corner, and Jacksonville's defense around him got worse, and he got worse. It's not a coincidence that Gilmore went from defensive player of the year to being on the decline in 1 year after all the players started leaving. It's not a coincidence. Right. Corners are as good as the players you put around them. Yeah, with that being said, though, he's also getting older, and I feel like his value is only going to get lower. Now, the only reason I think you possibly keep him is as a mentor. And as a mentor, I think he could do that really well. He's a really good player. I don't know how good of a mentor he'd be at this scheme. I think he'd be great for a guy like Jeff Okudah. They're very similar players, especially if you draft a corner. This cornerback class is very deep. A bunch of crazy athletes in there. It's a bunch of insane athletes in this class. So if you draft like a corner, not even in the first round, maybe the second round, depending on who falls there, maybe you got to see how Caleb Farley's draft stock is going. How guys like Eric Stokes from Georgia, how they're going to go. But there's a lot of really talented, it's a lot of really talented corners in this class that you can get second, third, even fourth round, and he would aid in the development of those guys. So either way, I'd be kind of okay with the choice. I think I just hope they would like either trade him by next year or by like the middle of this year when some random team is going to try to get a corner that they really think could put them over the top.
I just don't want Stephon Gilmore. I'll take the draft picks. I just don't want him. I want to really get this team. I want to get these young guys in there. We drafted Okudah, 3rd overall pick last year. He needs to play. Amani Oruye has really started to develop very good from year 1 to year 2. And then going on, he's definitely a player I want to have on the football team. I don't want to stunt the growth unless it comes with exactly what Tone said, turn around, trade him. Hey, if that's the case, I'm perfectly fine with that. But if they're going to do a player, I'll take N'Keal Harry, the wide receiver, because he's also on the trade block.
Oh, no.
He's cheap.
Yeah.
He'd be
cheap.
Trash.
He's but I think like
he barely plays for them, and their wide receiver core is horrendous.
But he's cheap. He's cheap, unlike McCourty, who's going to cost you, and it's stunting the playing time of Okudah and Amani. So that's what I'm saying. I would rather just have that instead because I don't want to pay a guy who's not going to be a future Detroit Lion. Gilmore would not be a future Detroit Lion. It would just be a 1-year rental. Unless you turn around and trade him, like you said, I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah,
that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting, man. Getting him and then trading him. I'm not sure what you're going to get for him. I think he's still I guess he'd still be one of the better corners in the league. But like, how old is he, man? 35?
I think he's 32. I think he's 32.
Oh, 32. Okay, so
he's only on a 1-year contract. He only got 1 year left. So
he only got 1 year left. Yep.
1 year left.
Well, he's 30. He's 30 actually.
He's 30. Okay, and they're looking to deal him. So I don't know, man. I think it would be a valuable asset to have on the team. But in the same sense, though, I don't think I'd want him to deter the development of any of our corners. But then again, he could very well help those corners as well, like Okudah and Oruye. And I kind of feel like we need a guy in the background, like in that secondary. I don't think we don't really have a guy. You know what I mean? Like a guy to look to. Like who's the leader in that secondary group, man? Like if you guys were to look at that at our secondary right now, just including safeties, corners, who's the guy that you guys would trust back there to be a leader? Mike, like who would you say who'd be a leader back there?
There's no one I would say is a leader right now. We need another safety. We can get one in this draft. We definitely Amani Oruye is probably the best player right now in the secondary. Okudah will get there for sure, but they're young. They're extremely young. So you would like to have a nice veteran presence, but at the same time, we're in rebuild/retool mode. So I'm not expecting this team to, just turn around and be all great defense or anything like that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to find that secondary who would be a leader because you got leaders on a team. Jamie Collins, Romeo can start being that leader now. In that secondary, I don't see a single soul who could be a leader there. Tone, you see anybody in that secondary that could be a possible leader or just anything like that?
Nope.
No,
I don't see a single guy. There's some leaders in the front seven.
Right.
There's not a single leader in the secondary. All of them are just recently drafted rookies.
Yep.
That's right. You know what I mean? And then the guys we have picked up are backup guys, like a Dean Marlowe, is it Elder? His name's Corn Elder, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Corn Pop Elder. I just don't see any of those guys being leaders. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna. So maybe if you bring in a guy like Stephon Gilmore, I guess he would be that instant leader. But we'll see, I guess. But what else was I going to say? No, Linda here. I didn't have time to look at that Zach Davidson guy yet. I've been way behind on my videos. I will get back to that. I was supposed to be doing some other videos, and I just got caught up doing some other stuff. But I will get to that kid for sure. This is a guy. The only positive taking a wide receiver at 7 is might lose games to get Thibodeau next year. Oh,
we're already gonna lose enough to get Thibodeau, no matter who we draft.
We're already gonna lose enough. You know who Kayvon Thibodeau is, right? You know who Kayvon Thibodeau is, right? Mike, the kid out of Oregon.
Oh yeah, Mike know.
Yeah,
I know you know,
I'm
man.
an Oregon Duck fan, man.
100%. No, that kid, man, that kid right there. That's my guy for next year, right? That's my guy right there already.
Second best defensive player in the draft.
What for next year?
Yep, second best.
Who's the first?
The old corner, a la LSU.
Oh, Stingley?
Yep, Derek Stingley.
Yeah, you think Stingley? Okay.
He was the best corner. He was the best corner in college football as a freshman.
As a freshman.
Like he was on a team. Fulton, he was a second-round pick. He was coming into the year. They thought he was going to be a first-round pick. Teams said we would rather throw at this second-round pick than this freshman corner.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
No, he's a stud. I like him. I like Stingley a lot, man. No disrespect to him. I just think Thibodeau just a little bit better than him coming out, but it's gonna be a better draft for defense in the top 10. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what's Corey Batten saying here. I just can't wait for the draft so we can start seeing how the roster is going to mold. And then a long wait until September. Of course, man. We'll be pumping out videos until then, man. Mm-hmm. Guys, about where guys are going to fit. And I know a lot of people are asking, like, what are you guys going to do after the draft, man? You guys, like, hey, there's going to be a lot to talk about, man. Mm-hmm. There will be a lot to talk about. What's one other question here? I just saw it. Plan B, man, got a pretty good question. What do you guys think of this one? Thoughts on Tracy Walker's role with the new coaching staff? Tone.
I really think it probably will be unchanged. Because with Patricia, because even when he was coming out of college, he was like more of one of those safeties that are really just corners. I think he'll play a similar role unless the Lions just slide Corn Elder in there, since he's also a slot corner. Let's say they slide him in there and use like Tracy Walker as a traditional free safety, and I don't know how good of an idea that would be.
Right.
Ask me this question Mike? After the draft, because I do think the Detroit Lions are going to go ahead and draft a safety.
Yeah.
Between the I think probably in the 3rd round.
Hopefully
That's what I'm looking. Yeah, hopefully they take Javon Holland out of Oregon. They take Penei Sewell out of Oregon, and they take Javon Holland.
We have to change our colors.
Yeah. Hey, if they take them, I'm buying the jersey because I
both
have
the guys
both
I don't
at the same time. It's killing two rocks with one bird, man.
What don't you like? Hey, Tone, what don't you like about Javon Holland? I've heard a couple negatives on him, but there's a lot of positive. I have heard the negatives. I haven't really watched too much tape on him. But before you answer that, man, we got $1.99. I think that's a super chat. Love the content. Delusional Detroit Lions fan. Get these likes up, people. Get those likes up, guys. It'd be greatly appreciated, man. Thanks a lot. So, Tone, what don't you like about our boy Holland from Oregon?
He doesn't really do much for me. Holland, basically a slot corner. That's basically what his role was at Oregon. Okay. Like, I hear people go like, oh, he's so athletic. I'm like, he's kind of athletic. I was watching some video. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm tripping. Let me see what these videos say. One video was like, man, he's amazing coming off of blocks. And I was like, you know what's crazy? I was watching film at that exact same time, and I was watching him get swallowed by blocks. I was like, this is interesting. This is quite interesting. And like one of the plays they showed was the film I was watching. I'm like, oh, why don't you show the other 5 plays of him getting demolished by blocks? He doesn't really do much for me.
No. Okay.
No, I mean, I really don't really consider him a safety like that. Well, his position is safety, but his role is really of a slot corner.
He's a bit of a ball hawk, though, right? I would say you would say that 9 picks in 2 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Ball hawk.
He's a bit of a ball hawk, so I like that ability about him. The one thing that I did notice about him, and I haven't watched a lot of tape on him, is that he's not the greatest tackler. But
no,
I do like his ball hawking skills for sure. So
we need a safety that can get turnovers, and he
That's
is
what I mean,
definitely one. He can do that. If we can get a defensive line that's ferocious, and I think they're starting to build that. Imagine if the quarterback doesn't have 500 seconds in the pocket. We can actually get some turnovers. If the quarterback cannot step up, throws the ball a little bit early, there's Javon Holland picking it off.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be awesome.
Well,
who was it that said that? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, Holland inheriting your secondary, they're not gonna need 5 seconds. 2 seconds in, and everybody's gonna be wide open.
Oh God. So
that's ridiculous, man.
Who was it that they said they had all the time in the world, though? Who was it that they said they had all the time in the world against us? Was it Dak Prescott? Is that one?
Yeah.
Who was like, I felt like I was like having a picnic back there or something like that. He said something along that line.
He went through his progressions twice.
Yeah.
Dak was like, he's all right. Nobody's open. Let me just check one more time.
Let me check one more time. All right. Still, okay. I'll throw it to here. Okay. Oh my, unbelievable, eh? Yes. We got a $5 super chat again from Travis Doyley. Thanks, brother. Who are some players you're looking at next year's draft? We're only talking next year's draft. All right. I really like Spencer Rattler, Desmond Ridder, a quarterback. Chris, is that the kid? What's this? Chris
Olave from Ohio State.
Oh, okay. Olave, the Ohio State wide receiver. Okay. He's a monster. Okay. Tone, who are you looking at next year, bro? Who are you looking at next year? We'll make this one quick.
Of course, Derek Stingley. I think he's going to be a really good corner,
right? Especially
in the NFL. It's going to be amazing. I'm kind of looking at Will Anderson, linebacker from Alabama. He was looking really nice this year. I want to see how he looks because man, he's looking like he's going to be another one of those really good Alabama linebackers. Man, that's really I can't really think of anybody else. Other than I am looking at Riddler. Well, Riddler because I like his play extension. He got a lot of talent.
Right.
I love to see how he puts it together, but yeah, I am looking at him too.
I'm looking at no one right now. When I get done with this draft,
we're gonna go into hibernation for a little bit.
I'm gonna go into hibernation. I'm gonna wait for college to start before I even looking at anybody. I am Micro Mike, not Micro Kuiper Jr. Man, I gotta have a break from when it comes to prospects, because this has been brutal.
Yeah, it's a tough. Yeah, you know what? It's been really brutal. It's been fun. It's been extremely fun. I love it, but man, is it exhausting? It's exhausting because you can only talk about these guys so much, like Micah Parsons this, Micah Parsons that, Today Sewell, Slater. It's just it gets to you, man. Like honestly, and then when you do enough video, that's why I kind of took a little bit of a break. That's why I had to take just a bit of a break. And it's not because I don't like doing it. It's just I just don't want to talk about it no more. Right? I want to take 10 minutes off. That's it.
Ask me this question through week 7 next year. That's when I start. I start my draft process midway through the NFL season. That's when I start mine. I wait till through then. That's when I begin.
There's a couple guys that I like, though. There's a couple guys I like. I really like Thibodeau. I like Stingley, the guy that Tone talked about. I really like him. I like Pickens coming out, the wide receiver out of Georgia. There's a lot of guys that I kind of like, but I haven't dove into anything. So it's like, Travis, it's a great question, brother, but we will get to that next year.
I didn't know he was coming out.
Yeah, well, he might be coming out. It's just guys to take a look at. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of guys. I don't know if they're going to come out or not. Like another guy that might be coming out, Evan Neal.
It's no guarantee.
Old tackle for Alabama. A huge dude. Dude is like 6'7", 360. gigantic. There's also Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame. They talking about him like kind of like Isaiah Simmons. He's like 6'4", 220, athletic.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, man. There's a ton of good players coming out, man. The kid out of Auburn too, Popo, that kid too. I like him too. So Travis Doyley again with the $5 super chat. Okay, week 7 it is. Hold us to it, brother. We will get on that for sure. 100% for you, dude.
Week 7.
That's when I start mine. That's when I start mine because
that's when you start yours.
Yeah, that's where I started looking around that time. It's like, okay, I'm gonna look at defensive line. I seen Marvin Wilson. I said I like this guy.
Right.
That's when I starting to look at players at that point. Just because I know the season is starting to fall apart at that point, and I expect another season where it's going to be a little bit rough, and so I tried to spend at least one day on one of my videos just looking at future prospects. So when the season is over, I'm fairly competent in most of the the individuals I took a look at. But it's such a grind right now, and I'm going to be taking a break from prospects for a couple months, man, after this.
Oh no, it's the same here, man. Like when college football comes around, man, I got the package upstairs on my TV, so I try to watch as much, but I don't start diving into prospects until a little bit later on, just like you kind of. It's just, man, it's too much. I can't start talking. It's just hard to talk about guys in 2022. I don't have a clue, man. Like it's we got to concentrate on what's going on right now.
Yeah.
But this was a good question from delusional Detroit Lions fan. I'll let Tone answer this. Who was the worst Lions draft pick in the last 25 years? Was it Harrington? That's a good question, man. That's a really good question, actually.
Man, I think I might have to just go with Ebron, man.
Ebron? Okay.
It was just such a huge disaster because he came in, he was like, oh, this tight end passed on Donald, Beckham, all these guys.
Yeah.
And he came in year 1 like he was the man.
Yeah.
And he said it himself. He's like, he came in year 1 like, yeah, I got this. I'm going to be great. Flopped.
Yeah.
Next, wasn't good at all. Next year, another flop. And I'm like, come on, man. Because at least with some draft picks, I can give it to injury. He wasn't even injured. He wasn't good.
Yeah, he was just a guy that never scored touchdowns. Like, you know what I mean? Like he had a couple years where he caught a few balls, but like just didn't get in the end zone enough, man.
Like, how you gonna be a receiving tight end, but you can't catch? And he already didn't block. I'm like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Mike Williams for me. That was a bust, man. Mike
Williams for you?
Yeah, he just didn't do
That's
anything,
a bad one.
Man. That was a really, there's a big list here, but Mike Williams, Laken Tomlinson, he did nothing for us at all.
At least I could say he was a starter. I mean, at least I could say he was decent.
Like a day.
I know. It's weird though how Tomlinson became an all-star.
I know.
An all-pro in the Saints. It helps though. It helps to have a good.
Because he got an all-star offensive lineman around him.
That's right. You know what I mean? And it's just insane, man.
Charles
how these guys
Rogers
can do
was
that.
Terrible. But at least he had a good couple games.
You know what? The thing about Rogers was, man, is that he was a phenomenal football player, though. He was. He just didn't care. He just didn't have a drive. He just didn't have a drive. He was a guy that had a bad work ethic, and he had his demons too as well. And I liked that pick at the time because it was either him or Andre Johnson. I remember, and I remember going to Ford Field to watch that draft. It was on the big screen.
Okay.
And Ford Field had like some kind of thing going on, or like whatever it was, man. It was just like a first round thing. It was like you could go on the field, play football, and I remember that, man. And I remember going, okay, Andre Johnson or Charles Rogers. And I wanted Rogers. I can't stand Michigan State though, but I wanted him because he was a homeboy. You know what I mean? The homeschool boy. And I was like, yeah, man, let's get this kid. You know what I mean? Andre Johnson turned out to be an absolute animal. Probably eventually a Hall of Famer. But I really wouldn't say to Rogers. For me, man, it's tough. I didn't stand I couldn't stand the Harrington pick at the time because I thought it was I thought his whole college days were a big farce. I didn't like him. I didn't like his attitude. I didn't like anything about him. Not that he was a bad kid. I thought it was a bad. I just thought it was a bad pick. I just thought it was a bad pick.
Out of Oregon.
Out of Oregon. And then the Mike Williams pick.
Much coaching down there.
Then the Mike Williams pick was bad too because DeMarcus Ware was that the one where DeMarcus Ware was sitting right there? And I liked him coming out of Troy. I really liked him coming out of Troy, and he ended up being an absolute stud for
Who's the
Dallas.
best coach? I see a question in there. That's an
best coach
one. Yeah.
Okay, this is Alan Dana. What's up, brother? Who was the Lions' best coach? Tone, who do you think?
When in the past 25 years?
I guess just whoever that you thought was, man. Who was the Lions' best coach? Anybody that you think?
Man, that's tough. The whole list is just trash.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge Jim Caldwell fan, but I might just have to go with him because everybody else is just like, even though I don't think he was that good, everybody else is just like horrendous.
Right.
I'm going to go with the wide receivers coach. I think it's
Ron
Jefferson,
Prince?
right?
Oh, Jefferson.
That
Okay.
dude he's made wide receivers great for the longest time on our team.
Oh, wait, I could choose any position?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Kirk, easy.
Oh, Kirk. Okay, he's a good one.
Oh, the defensive line coach?
Yep, defensive line coach.
Well, yeah, he was a stud, man. He probably meant head coach, I would say, but that is a good
head coach?
thing. Well, I'm just saying head coach. You can say best coach.
Hopefully it's Motor City Dan Campbell.
I hope it is, man. I hope it's
so
Motor
do I.
City Dan Campbell. But if I had to pick,
you don't got to do much to be there.
no. Well,
Jim Caldwell did pretty good though.
You know what? I liked Caldwell, man. He was a player's coach. You know what I mean? His players loved him. So it's just they got one here that says Wayne Fonts too. Wayne Fonts, man. Wayne Fonts was different, man. Wayne Fonts was a different coach, but I thought he was a pretty good one coach. Players coach again. When you got those players coaches, I think players coaches really, really succeed in the NFL. And that's where we got Dan Campbell. So I think Dan Campbell, man, can be hopefully I think he's going to be a players coach.
I think players coaches give you a good baseline, but I don't think they give you like a good ceiling.
No,
I think with a players coach, you're never going to be that bad, but unless they're like impressive from a X's and O's standpoint, you're probably never going to be that good.
Who is the biggest Lions draft steal of the last 25 years?
Biggest Lions draft steal.
That's a good question.
Is it? It might have to be like Darius Slay or something.
Yeah, you think Slay?
I mean, you got him in what? He was. Oh no, he was a second round pick.
He was a second round pick.
I was thinking he was a third round pick.
When we get Don Mule back, this dude's been on the team since the beginning of time.
He's
That's
been
a
here
steal,
for like
man.
20 years.
20 years. Him or I'd say Jason Hansen too.
Bro, he played with Dan Campbell. He played with Dan Campbell.
Yeah, he played with Dan Campbell, yep.
Wow.
So I'd probably go with Dom Muleback or a Jason Hansen, who's really just spent their whole career here.
Yeah, Jason Hansen would be a good one. There was guys that were probably going to be steals that were going to be really good, like a guy like...
Maybe DeAndre Levy could be the guy.
Yeah, Levy.
He was a third-round pick.
He was a third-round pick, man, and then he got all weird and stuff on us and started jumping into... like volcanoes and stuff like that, hanging off plane wings and stuff like that. Man, he got all weird on us, man.
That's hilarious.
He did. Something happened to him, man, and then he just blamed the whole coaching, whole medical.
Fox.
Jack Fox is another guy, right?
Who comes out of nowhere is the best punter in the NFL.
Yeah,
like,
for sure, man.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, man, is right, man. So that's crazy. I don't know who else, man. Can't really think of. Andre Ware, that's a good pick right there. Andre Ware, one of the worst round one picks. Andre Ware coming from that run and shoot. He didn't win a Heisman, did he? Andre Ware? Did he win a Heisman? I don't think he did. I know he went to Houston in college. I don't remember if he won I don't think he won the Heisman. I don't think he did. He was a stud in college.
Yeah, he did. He did?
He won a Heisman? Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Someone says bath salts.
Bath salts. All right. Well, hey, if you're gonna don't take bath salts on a Tuesday, man. Just don't take them all together. But
Take it on a
Assholes?
Friday.
Take
Right
it on a
after the
Friday.
draft.
Take it on a Friday, hang out. No, man, I don't condone any of that noise, guys, for sure. But that's for sure. What else can we say here, man? Kyle Pitts, okay.
I didn't know y'all
Not
could hear
gonna be
that.
there at 7.
I didn't know
bro.
y'all could hear that.
Do you really think, honestly, he's going to be there at 7, brother?
I think there's a better chance than y'all think. Other than the
Yeah.
Falcons, I don't really see who's going to take him. And the Falcons pick is a big toss-up. Julio's gone, so there's a chance they might take an actual wide receiver. A lot of teams are really loving Smith. Some teams are really loving Waddle. They don't have a deep threat, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go to a guy like Waddle. And, of course, it's going to be a big quarterback pick. No matter who goes to the top 3, one of Fields, Lance, or Wilson is going to be there at 4, and somebody's going to want to try to move up and get one of those guys. I think there's a better chance than y'all give it. I think there's a good chance. I don't think it's a great chance. I think Atlanta's really the sweet spot at the moment.
Yeah, I'm honestly thinking. Me personally, I'm honestly thinking that the Bengals are going to Bengal, and I think they got him higher. Pitt's higher rated than Chase. I just have a feeling that the organization does. Joe Burrow might not, but I think the organization itself. I think they have Pitts a slightly higher than Chase. I think if they're going to go pass catcher, if the Bengals do, I think that'd be the best fit for them. It'd be best.
I think they're just going to go Chase just because of Joe Burrow.
Because of Joe Burrow.
Because he's Joe Burrow
connection,
guy.
Right? Because LSU connection.
I wouldn't be surprised. I throw a shot in the dark. What if the Falcons go Najee Harris?
Ooh, Najee, eh?
Let's
not forget they're
4th pick in the draft.
I'm saying it's crazy, but let's not forget their offense. Who's their head coach? The head coach came from Tennessee.
Yeah, but what about Joe Mixon? What about Joe Mixon though? Just do like a duo.
I'm gonna say Najee Harris ain't that far away from what Derrick Henry is.
Yeah, I give that a 0.0001% chance of occurring him going 4.
That'd be crazy, man.
That would be the biggest. I think what I think is they could potentially take a quarterback and go straight up rebuild mode and throw someone behind there like a Trey Lance if he's available. Because per ESPN, there's one quarterback that the Atlanta Falcons covet, and if he's there, they said they will take him. And that was per ESPN yesterday.
One quarterback?
One quarterback that they like.
Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is?
I personally think it's probably Trey Lance.
Oh, Lance? You think it's Lance?
Because he can sit behind Matt Ryan for a year or two, and he can sit there and develop. But I just see them that or trading back. They can trade back if another team wants to get a quarterback or take Kyle Pitts.
Wow. Okay. That's crazy, man. I can't wait for this day to come.
Yeah,
it's just you know what I mean? Okay, this is a question too that I kind of popped in my head. We're just talking about Fields. Why do you guys think Fields is actually dropping a lot in mocks? He's dropping the mocks. They're kind of when the experts talk about him, they're not talking about him as much, man. Do you think it's because of the epilepsy thing? Do you think it's because of the apparently bad work ethic? What do you guys think, Tone?
I think it's. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I think it's many reasons. Ironically,
many reasons.
Yeah, many reasons. Ironically, before this season, I was having an argument with someone on YouTube, and I said Justin Fields ain't that great, and he was like, "Oh, they got him projected to be the number 2 pick." I was like, "Well, come at me next year and see how that's going." He hasn't hit me back yet, but we've seen how it's going. Of course, people because coming into the year, it was obviously in most people's minds, Lawrence, Fields. Then Zach Wilson entered himself to the conversation. And then Mac Jones did. And a lot of teams are really starting, because especially with the 49ers, there's a lot of teams that are starting to really having a high opinion on Lance. Because the thing about Lance is, I think the problem with the Fields people have with Fields is one, Ohio State quarterbacks don't translate that well to the NFL. Now, while his offense is different, he suffers from the same problem that a lot of Ohio State quarterbacks suffer from, is outside of the first read, really can't do much, right? And in the NFL, you're going to have to be able to read a defense. And the reason a lot of people are trying to get higher on Lance is, even though he's only started 1 year, if you get Lance, you don't get any of the bad habits of guy like Fields does. Like Fields can't, like one of the problems with Fields is he gets stuck on his first read. While you don't get any good habits from Lance, you don't get any bad habits with Lance. He's a blank slate. You don't get any bad habits, you don't get any good habits. You can just develop him. And with Mac Jones, you already know he has a great floor. The problem is he doesn't have a great ceiling. Like his floor is gonna be good. Like I said, a lot of people comparing his floor is probably like Jimmy Garoppolo, but his ceiling is probably like Jimmy Garoppolo, right? That's the thing. And the thing about, because like if I want a quarterback that's gonna be good for me from day one, I might be preferring Mac Jones, unless I'm like the 49ers, because the 49ers, they can coach up anybody. They can coach up any quarterback. Every quarterback they put in there looks good. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how they do it either, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if I want a developmental quarterback, Lance has more talent, and I don't get any bad habits with Lance.
Exactly.
Every year
Mikey,
they dog on one quarterback. Every single year. I heard if you literally take the Justin Herbert hate last year and you switch out the name with Justin Fields, it's the same thing.
It almost is, eh?
Well, he's only been there. He's only did this. I heard the same thing. Oh, he comes from Ohio, and the Buckeyes got a. I heard the same thing. Well, the Oregon Ducks have a bad. They don't have good quarterbacks coming. I heard the exact same thing. They just dog on one guy, and this is the guy they're dogging on this year for whatever reason. I think he'd be a fine player in the draft if a team decides to take him. To me, when it comes to busts, it's more intangibles instead of tangibles. Does the person work hard? Does he have a work ethic?
Yeah.
Is he going to grind? Is he going to be the first one in, last one out? To me, if you have that ability, you're a good chance you're not going to be a bust. Now, you can have all the ability in the world, but if your intangibles are terrible and you don't care about work ethic and all that stuff, that's when you become a bust. I think he is going to be the guy that everyone hates again, just like last year with Justin Herbert. And it's the same story every single year. I swear it, man. And there's always one good player they always talk about insanely, and one player they always dog on insanely. And this year, the dog is Justin P. Fields. And to me, that's just the way I see it.
100%. That's a good one, man. That's a good one for both you guys. Good takes from both Micro Mike and Tone.
But you know what I will say, though? A lot of the quarterbacks they've been hating on in recent years, most of the time they haven't been wrong. Except for, there was a time when people actually died. Who was it? It was somebody over Cam Newton. I think it was Blaine Gabbert. I forget who it was.
Yeah.
Teams wanted somebody over Cam Newton. That was the most craziest conversation I've heard in my life. But a lot of people didn't really like Josh Rosen. Seeing how that worked out.
Exactly, right?
There's people wanted RG3 over Andrew Luck.
Yeah, I've seen.
Last year, everyone said that Justin Herbert's trash, and I don't know what you're watching, man. I thought he was an outstanding quarterback. I would have took him with the third pick, but there's just always.
I would have took him over too.
I would have took him over Tua too.
100%.
As much as I didn't like Herbert, 100%. At least I understood Herbert had upside. Tua doesn't have upside. I've been saying if he was going, because everybody was like, well, we're just going to take Tua and we're going to sit him for a year. That was like, if you're going to take a quarterback and sit him for a year, take Herbert or the guy who went to Green Bay, because if I could sit them for a year, I get a guy with more talent and I can surround them with more talent.
Yeah. Well, Tua was the flavor of the year, right? That's what he was. He was the flavor of the year.
Imagine if the Dolphins drafted, instead of Tua, they got Becton or Wirfs, Wills, any of the top tackles, and Jordan Love. They'd be in a much better situation.
Yeah, 100%, man. I agree, man. Here's a good question from
Mahomes too, Jeff.
Yeah. Here's a good question from Hadi Nasrallah. #ISN. How we feel about taking an OT? Man, we're feeling good about an OT here, bro. On ISN, I think most of us are. I would love to get that right side fixed. There's a lot of guys that could be available there. I personally don't think Sewell will be there at 7. I love Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. I think he's a guy that I love. I don't think I would take any OT, though, other than those two at 7. Tevin Jenkins is a Christian Darrisaw. But if you go back in the draft, Ben, in the first round. I would definitely like an OT, but that right side needs to be fixed. And like, what do you think about that, Mike?
Look, I'm taking BPA. I'm going to keep saying it. We have so many needs in this football team. I'm going to take the best player available. If Penei Sewell's there, take a Penei Sewell if he's the best player available. And
Right.
we do need help on that right side. That's hashtag facts. Terrell Crosby right now is slotted as the starter. Now, I think he's a fine swing tackle,
Right.
but as a starter, as a team you're trying to rebuild, is he the cornerstone of a right side of a team, of an offensive line? I would say no. And what's good about Penei Sewell, when you don't want to re-up Taylor Decker in 3-4 years, whenever that comes, just throw him over the left side.
Yeah.
I think that would be a home run selection. If not, if those guys are off the board, take BPA. I mean, I feel like there's so many needs. I mean, we need offensive tackle, we need 2 linebackers, we need an interior defensive lineman, a safety, another cornerback, wide receiver. There's so many needs. Just take BPA, man.
Just say it like it is, Mikey, man. We need everything.
Everything.
We need a lot.
Not name tackle.
You just don't want to tackle it, right?
So my opinion
in the
on
first
tackle,
round, right?
my opinion on tackle has slightly changed because apparently originally I was all in on tackle, but I really started thinking, I'm like, do the Lions really need a tackle in the first round? Because as much as we talk about how this draft is deep as wide receiver, this draft is really deep at tackle. It's crazy talent everywhere that's going to be falling. You know, it's just guys like Spencer Brown is going to be there maybe day 3. We don't know what they think about Jalen Mayfield. James Hudgens has been falling, even though he's super athletic. You know, you can get Liam Eichenberg in the second. He'll be a really good tackle for you. He can play guard too. Walker Little, we haven't seen him in 2 years. But last time we seen him, he looked pretty okay. We could probably get that guy round 2, round 3. Leatherwood, you could probably get him round 2. Same thing with Cosby Raduns. Trey Smith, he plays guard, but it's his first in his freshman year. He played tackle. You could probably get him day 3 just because of the fact that he had blood clots. Right. So even if he was like the number 5 player in the nation, but you could probably, in terms of talent, he should be a round 2, round 1 type guy. But because of the blood clots, you can probably get that guy round 4, round 5. You know, this Carmen, big old tackle from Clemson, Ante Smith. There's just so many tackles for me that it's kind of moved down because the Lions don't need a left tackle. They got Decker. They don't need a guard. Well, they don't really need a left guard. They don't need. So it's like I don't. And we've already shown
that right side tone is an absolute train wreck, though. You have to admit that
the right side is iffy, but
very iffy.
But I can start
nice, bro.
I can start Crosby for this year, and he'll just be okay. And that's all I need him to be. I just don't need him to be horrible. Because at the end of the day, what you don't want to be is be like the Jets to the Dolphins or the Bengals, where as soon as you snap the ball, your quarterback's getting hit. I just need him to be okay for this year. Honestly, don't really care about what's happening in the golf. He ain't my quarterback of the future. Develop me an offensive tackle. The Lions have already proven they can do it. It's a bunch of guys in this draft. For me, it's kind of been moved out. Honestly, I might be moving towards Micah at this point.
Ooh, all right, man. All right. Get on that Micah train, brother. Get on that Micah train.
Yeah, I'm not giving up on Tua. I seen that in the comments there. I'm not giving up on him at all.
It's too late.
I'm not giving up on Tua, but I've never ever even had any faith in him. So there's nothing for me to give up, man. I never liked him coming out. I think he's a good quarterback. I just don't trust him. I don't trust his injury history, and I think he was just surrounded by insane weapons and insane O-line, running backs all over the place at Alabama. And I don't know. I just don't like him in the NFL. That's it.
Man.
But, hey, man, the other Travis Doyley super chat. What's your thoughts on Joe Tryon? That's the defensive end out of Washington.
I love that guy.
I like that kid a lot, man. I think he's going to – they have him listed at about 265, but he played between about 255, 265 during his college career. I think he's going to play outside linebacker, to tell you the truth, in the NFL. I think he will. He'll be one of those big outside linebackers, man. He's a tweener. I like him as a pass rush specialist that probably could turn into a starter eventually. I would like the Lions to take a look at him in the second round if he's available for sure. What do you think about him, Tom?
Oh, I love this guy, man. You know, sometimes I'll be laying down. I'm like, man, I'm kind of sleepy. Can't go to sleep. I was like, you know what? Forget NyQuil. Storing that Joe Tyron tape. Knock me out every time.
Oh yeah,
it's
there
amazing.
you go.
Oh, it's amazing. Man.
A lot of upside on that kid. A lot of upside.
I don't know. I don't know where I got him ranked. Maybe top 20. Maybe.
I have to get going, fellas.
Gotta get going, bro? Okay.
Yes, I have to go. And thank you for having me on for
no problem, bro.
Tonight, man.
Oh, good, man.
And I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow on Troxel's show.
100%.
Everyone, appreciate it, fellas. Adios.
Right, man. Me and Tone will hold it down. No, man. Hey, Tone, I like that kid a lot, man. You have him in your top 20? You got Tryon in your top 20, you said?
In terms of edge rushers, yeah.
Edge rushers, yeah. Yeah, I like him a lot, man. It's a kid that I got him as as an outside linebacker playing in the NFL, though. You think that's a stretch or what?
No, I think he can do it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just wondering why I'd rank him out of all the edges in this class. Maybe number 18.
Yeah.
Out of all of them. Yeah, maybe 18, maybe 17. I know at least I got 10 to 15 guys I like better than Joe Tyron, but
right.
You know, he's a solid guy. I wouldn't take him in the first 4 rounds, but you know.
No, you wouldn't take him in the second round?
Oh no.
No, you wouldn't take a look at him in the second? No, why not, man?
There's a chance Phillips might be there in the second round.
You think so? I think he's going in the first. I got a feeling.
I don't know. A lot of teams are really not a fan of his injury history. Now, in terms of talent, he's top 10.
Yeah, he's got the concussion thing going. Phillips?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and if anybody doesn't know, Phillips, he medically retired.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah. He was at UCLA, medically retired, ended up going to Miami. I find it funny. He came from UCLA to Miami, and Quincy Roche came from Temple to Miami, and they in 1 year both ended up being better than Gregory Rousseau because that man is a trash can. But yeah, for guys,
I love that Roche kid. I love that Roche kid.
Yeah, I like Roche. If I had to choose some guys I like over Tryon, you know, there's Kwity Paye, of course, Jalen Phillips,
right.
Ojulari, super athletic, athletic, got burst, bend, long arms too, and he has surprising. He has more power than you would think he does, and he's really good at converting speed to power. I want to talk about speed to power though. Ronnie Perkins convert speed to power at a high level. I only got to see him go against. Yeah, I only got to see him go against Tevin Jenkins for 1 rep, and that was tough. I only got to see him for 1 rep, and for that 1 rep, he put Jenkins on his backside. And that's actually one of my concerns about Jenkins. I haven't seen him go against any good players. That was the best player I've ever seen him go against. Sadly, from that point on, he didn't line up on Jenkins' side again, and Jenkins is out for the rest of the game. But it just sucks for that. Scarlett Boogie Basham, real big dude.
I like him a lot too. I like him too, Basham.
He's like if AJ Epinesa was actually athletic.
And you get big AJ, okay.
Because like they got him like I don't know what his weight is. Let me see. Because
AJ?
Carlos Basham. I've seen him listed at like 285.
Let me see.
I've seen him, bro. I've seen him listed at like 285. That's why I mostly see him at. And I keep seeing him at 285, 280. He's a big dude. 270. Either way, he's a big dude.
They got him right here. They got him right here at 270.
Yep, big dude. Super athletic.
Big dude. 6'5", 270, man. That's big. That's a big kid. And a lot of sacks too over his career.
Yep. Then there's Peyton Turner, of course. Peyton Turner is who people think what people think Gregory Rousseau is. That's Peyton Turner. Big dude. Yeah, big dude, huge dude. Can play outside, can play inside, strong. 35-inch arms. Long arms, powerful. Got everything you want. Of course, there's Joseph Osai. Osai is a weird one because, like, Osai has really been a pass rusher for 1 year. Last year, he was like a Sam. He wasn't actually a true pass rusher. He didn't become a pass rusher until this year. Of course, there's Rashad Weaver. He's pretty Weaver. Athletic.
I like Patrick Jones, too. A little bit smaller, but I like him, man. I like Patrick Jones. I did a video on that kid, man. I actually like that kid a lot, man. Yeah. Patrick Jones.
See, I just keep naming more and more guys I like better than Joe Tryon.
Yeah.
I didn't even bring up Roche yet. I didn't really even get into him yet. Man, I was I was about no, that's not. I was about to sound like Greg Russo to him, but that'd be disrespectful. I can't even be that disrespectful. No, that ain't even true. I can't give Greg Russo nothing. That man is a trash can.
Yeah.
Because I was watching the video and someone was like, but man, he's so bendy. I'm like, this man is the stiffest dude I've ever seen in my life. His 3-cone was like a 7.5.
Yeah, his pro day wasn't very good, eh?
Like
Well, didn't he put on like 30 pounds for his pro day?
The rumors have been for months that he put on like 40, and then he come out there only weighed like 266. And he
played. I heard, he played at like 230 though, didn't he?
Yeah, like 230, 240, and didn't look athletic. He went out there. I don't put no stock in the 40 ton. Let me say this.
Right.
But when I watched his 40. It was just there was no explosiveness at all.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm tripping. Then I watched Jalen Phillips pro day. I was like, there's a huge difference.
Right. I was a big fan of Russo, man. I was a big fan of Russo until like I got talked off the ledge about him. So
because there was some people on Twitter that was kind of like, there was some people on Twitter that's like, well, he could be Eric Armstead or DeForest Buckner. I was like, the people you just named or 290, 300 pounds. Greg Russo is not even 260 soaking wet. He just got up to 260. He don't look that athletic. Imagine that guy at 290. And he's already not that powerful. He's powerful for his size, but he's not that powerful to be playing inside.
Yeah. He's gonna have to learn how to play in that with that 30, 40 pounds already.
And he's raw.
Yeah, he's extremely raw. Extremely raw. He's young. He's really young too, isn't he? Isn't he like just turning 20, pretty much.
Yeah.
So he's extremely raw. So
he was the guy that should have never opted out.
No, yeah.
Actually,
you think he's gonna get drafted in the second round?
In terms of his football career, it would have been better for him too. In terms of money, it would have been better for him. Opting out was better for him, but in terms of his football career, it would have been better if he just went back because he was already super raw. He already isn't that talented. Because he's really banking off of 1 year. It's really just banking off of 1 year. Other than that 1 year,
he had those 15 sacks, right? He had the 15 sacks, and pretty much he didn't
got 15 sacks over some of the worst offensive linemen I've ever seen in my life because we don't talk about it. It's funny we talk about competition with everybody else, but we don't talk about the fact that Greg Russo was in the ACC and not the new ACC that we played in last year when North Carolina was good and they had Notre Dame, who usually is independent. They came in for a year. No, he played in the old ACC with the Florida State offensive line that we ever seen was trash because when everybody was watching Cam Akers. So, man, he was just beating up on trash's offensive linemen. I have no idea why he's so high.
Oh, well, we know why he's so high, bro. It's the 15 sacks. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of fell for it. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. And you know what I mean? I fell for it. And then, I watched a little bit more tape and I was like, damn. I think Tone's right, man. I think Tone's right. I'm not as enamored by the guy. I still kind of do like the kid, but I would never drop him in probably the first 2 rounds. So, do you think he gets drafted in the? It probably won't go in the first. Probably not. You think he goes in the second? Just because there's measurables? Because how tall he is, how long he is, and just he's got that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, teams make horrible decisions all the time. Of course, he's going in the second. I mean,
right.
There's a bunch of bad players that shouldn't go where they be going. The Dolphins drafted
100%
Austin Jackson in the first. The
Eagles
chose Jaden Rager over Justin Jefferson. We see teams make bad decisions every single year. Even though Gregory Rousseau is the 3rd best pass rusher from Miami, 3rd best. He's worse than Rousseau. He's way worse than Phillips. He's worse than Roche. Even though he's worse than both those guys, some teams gonna go like, I can make that guy good. And you just let those delusional teams think what they're gonna think. And when they make that bad decision, you just be happy because that means somebody else is good still left on the board.
Right. I get it, bro. I get it 100%, man. I get it. Well, hey, man, we've been doing this for about an hour and 20 minutes, man. Maybe we'll do a little bit more. Anybody got any questions in the chat? If I didn't say hi to anybody in the chat, I'm sorry, guys. I'm still trying to learn how to be a host. It's tougher than you think, man. You know what I mean? Because it's different, man. I'm really good doing it like by myself, and you know what I mean. But I got to tackle my fears, man, and start doing a little bit better here. And here's Jay White. He's saying 15 sacks. I'll take him over Phillips. Oh, yeah. This guy's going to take him. Jay
I
White's
wouldn't take him
Russo
over Phillips
brother.
if Phillips' brain was made of Jello.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not sure if I take him over Phillips, man, right now.
I don't know. I don't care how much. I don't care how much I can think about Phillips' injury history. If I got to choose between him and Russo, I go like F it. I'll take a chance on his injuries versus Russo trying to figure out how to be a football player.
Yeah, man, I gotta watch that pro day again. I gotta watch that pro day.
I had never seen it before, and I was disappointed. But my expectations weren't even that high. Cause I was watching it, I was like, you know what? This man was running 40. I don't really care about 40. I was like, is he actually running? He's jogging. Like, there's no way he's actually running. Then it was like, oh, he ran like a 4.7, ran like a 4.69. I'm like, he did? That was the slowest 4.69 I've seen in my life.
Yeah, it was, eh? My God. I gotta watch that over again, man. That's too much. Okay, we got some guys talking in the chat. Kansas City and Detroit Lion game. Wow. 6'7". Yeah, that's how tall he is, eh? He's 6'7", eh? They got him in this. They got him in a magazine that I just recently bought. They got
7.53 cone, which is insanity. I think what's his name? From Pay. I think he ran like a 6. He had like a 6.53 cone or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's at 275. He's about 275.
Like
right?
he I think he weighed in at like 260 something.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, but that's like a whole second. This man is as stiff as a board. Man, I don't understand the love. Someone was like, oh, well, look at his 10-yard split. I'm like, it's not on the film. I don't know what to tell you. And when I looked up his 10-yard split, I couldn't find it. Someone was like, he ran like a 1.58 or something. I was like, I see Jalen Phillips ran a 1.58 or something like that, but I don't see Gregory Rousseau's.
For sure, man. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm starting to fall off I'm starting to jump off that train, man, the Russo train. I wouldn't take him in the first 2 rounds now. But like you said, man, his measurables, they got him listed at 6'7", 265. Normally, right? That's what he's at right now. So who knows if he gains any more weight for another team, but he looked a little bit stiff out there. For sure. But we'll end this tone with one more question. Now, one guy in this draft. It doesn't have to be first round, second round, third round, any round. What guy do you want besides Kyle Pitts?
Oh, man.
I know you want Pitts, and I know you probably want to talk about him for 10 minutes. But name one other guy that you would like other than Kyle Pitts. You're thinking.
I would love to see the Lions go after Caleb Farley, but not in the first.
Okay.
And the thing, Farley is such a weird thing because he's only played corner for 2 years. In high school, he's a quarterback. His first year, he was a wide receiver. Right. So he's really only been a corner for 2 years. And he looked real good as it. And his thing, it's weird because he's not raw as a corner, but you can tell that he just needs more time out there as a corner. Because when you're watching, you just go because you can see that he clearly used to play offense with some of the stuff he does, but then sometimes he's like, man, you can just tell he just needs a little bit more time out there being used to playing corner because he just not truly used to playing the position yet. Super athletic, 6'2", 200 plus, ran like I think he ran like a 4.28 or 4.3, something like that. He has 4.3 speed on tape. His speed on tape is insane. His mega speed is insane. Honestly, if he came in, he'd probably be the most talented corners in the NFL. He's such a fluid athlete. The only thing is, teams are worried about the back. Teams are worried about the back because what they're worried about is the fact that with this recent back injury, they're worried about his recent back injury might be the beginning of many. And a lot of teams, they don't know. They don't know if it's going to be the beginning of many or if it's just a one-off thing, right? Yeah. Because what happened was he was working out. He injured. I think he injured like a part of his top back and lower back. Yeah. He got the top part surgery repaired, and he just let the other part heal naturally. But he still kind of had like a bump on his back. And they told him, you know what? just go ahead and get that other part surgery repaired too. I don't know why he didn't do that originally, but I guess he just didn't do it because he was not the season. But yeah, I think the Lions need to take him. I already see what Zach Zay said. Don't take the risk. Well, the Lions kind of need to take the risk because what was one of the biggest things we said about the Lions last regime? Didn't have no superstars.
They didn't have those superstars. Yeah,
didn't have no superstars, and the reason Lions didn't have any superstars is because the Lions never took any risks. The Lions took all the safe players, and you're not going to get any superstar players that are safe unless you're consistently picking in the top 10. Yeah. So the Lions got to take a chance on anybody. The Lions The Lions have no talent, no real talent. Lions haven't had superstar talent in years. The closest they had was Stafford for like a few years, and that was it. Outside of him, it was Slade for a few years and Calvin. And hey, we see every single year how the NFL, you need superstars to win. You really need superstars because we've been seeing it for years consistently how the Lions couldn't win because of superstars. Because when rubber needed to meet the road and we needed somebody to make a play, nobody on the Lions was good enough to make that play. Now, I understand everything about his back, but the man is a top 10 talent. He would easily come in and be the most talented corner in the league. Forget Jalen Ramsey. He's like Jalen Ramsey on crack. Taller, faster, and a more fluid athlete. And with everything the Lions need, honestly, I go like, you know what? I'll take the chance on the back. Because you know what? Maybe we get a broken down prospect, or we get a superstar. And the Lions are in a position where they aren't allowed to take safe risks. Because we already seen what happens when the Lions keep taking safe. You keep ending up in the same position.
Exactly. When you don't go after, when you try to go for the choir boys, you try to do the safe pick. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it, man. Well, there's one guy that I really like. I like Elijah Molden coming out, man. It's a guy that, I think you can get. You could probably wait to get him in a couple rounds later on. I like his ball hockey skills. I really like that kid, man. He's a corner, by the way. If anyone doesn't know who he is. There's a couple guys, man. There's also Elijah Moore. I like him a lot too. Wide receiver. I think he'd be a great slot guy, man. Playmaker, gadget guy. I think he could run fast, man. He's great. He's just great with the ball in his hands. So there's a lot of good guys out there that I would like. Everyone knows that I'm obviously enamored with Micah Parsons, but we'll see what happens on draft day with that. But we got a $5 super chat for Travis Doyley. What's your thoughts on Asante Samuel Jr.? Thank you, Travis Doyley. What's your thoughts on him, Tone? Since it's a super chat.
I like Asante Samuel Jr. He's kind of undersized, but he plays bigger than his size, and that's something you need from a smaller outside corner. It's the reason you got like guys like Denzel Ward and what's his name for the Jair Alexander. It's kind of smaller. The only thing about him is he has like good, not great speed. And when you come in with a guy at that size, you kind of want to see a little bit more speed than that. But he's a fluid athlete, feisty guy. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in the first round.
You think so, eh?
Hopefully he doesn't go to the team that just tries to throw him in there as a slot corner just because he's small.
Yeah, because he's only about 5'10", 180. So he's got he's a little bit smaller guy, man. He probably will be thrown in the slot though, if you think about it, right? But I like him, man. I like his playmaking ability. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Malcolm Butler, a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of reminds me of him, just a tiny bit. We'll see though. I like him, but this was good, guys, man. We had a good time. We were here about an hour and a half, man. We're gonna cut this short. And what do you got to say to the people there, Tone, before we say goodbye?
It was great coming here with you guys today.
It was awesome.
And don't forget when Kyle Pitts gets drafted to the Lions, don't forget to get his jersey, welcome into the city. Because, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Lions still going to be trash next year, even with it. But, 100%. At least we got a future Hall of Fame.
Yep. Awesome, brother. Okay, man. Have a good one, dude. And I'd just like to say, man, thanks a lot, guys, for letting me put up the show like this. Going to get better as we go on. thanks a lot. I got some videos coming out. I'm way behind on a Tiger video that I was supposed to do. They're playing right now, the Tigers. I was supposed to do that last debacle that they got their butts kicked. And I'm just a little bit behind, guys. But thanks for the video. And see you next Tuesday, hopefully, man, with another ORUM'S Den. And we'll get at it. Have a good one, guys. Peace.